I will talk about how I got a second-degree burn and how we almost lost the rings.
My little brother was really sick and he couldn't move and he was cramping up and we weren't sure if he was going to go to the wedding, so we weren't sure what was going on.
Welcome back to KennaDee Kay. Today is our final wedding video. We are so excited to share with you our fun wedding and all of the cool things that we got to have. We are so grateful for our family and friends that all helped to put everything together. So for this video, we are going to show you guys a little bit about our love story. But before we do that,
okay, so make sure you subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes. All right, so this video we're going to show you guys the little clip or what the videographer has created. And then afterwards, we're gonna share a little behind the scene kind of deal where we talk about things that went wrong or like funny things that happened. So our first starting of our love story, do you wanna go and kind of explain what happened? Everyone kind of knows, but we'll just go into detail with those.
So we met up watching The Bachelor one night and we became friends, and then so we went on 2 dates and then went back to being friends for a while, and then a year later we started dating.
And then we fell in love and we decided to get married, which leads us to the engagement video. So right now you'll watch that.
It's always been the kind of thing that knocked me off my feet. Until you came and picked me up, I never really understood what people meant by wait and see. But now I'm seeing all the things that we could be, oh, you and me. Tell me why love can't always be this easy. Time seems to stand still when you're standing near me. I've spent my whole life second guessing everything, but now I'm sure it's you that I've been waiting for. Love can't always be this easy. Time seems to stand still when you're standing near me. I've spent my whole life second guessing everything, but now I'm sure it's you that I've been waiting for.
I love that engagement video. It's so funny. I think it reminds us of like all the little things that happened, but it ended up being perfect. And it like turned out the best way it could have.
Yeah, I got a flat tire on the way there. Also got a speeding ticket.
That was hilarious.
Which showed no mercy, even though I was like, I have the ring, I'm going to propose, I'm late. He's like, nope, ticket. And I was like, oh.
And it was so windy. I just remember like we were like trying to put the lanterns on the water and they just kept flipping over. It was so funny. But it turned out really well and I'm grateful for how you did it. Good job. Okay, and so as we got engaged, later on we started preparing everything for the wedding. So the next video that we are going to show you guys is the first look. And so right here we will show you the first look and then we will talk about little behind the scene things of what happened then.
It's a great first look video, and there's a lot of behind the scenes that you guys don't know about during that video, where we had to wake up at 3 in the morning. We had to drive separately because I couldn't see her in her dress. Got up at 3 in the morning, drove for 2 hours, went out in the freezing cold. It was freezing cold.
It was so cold. You can see in the video a little bit how my hand kind of has like frost on it because it was so cold. But it turned out beautiful.
It did look great.
And the videographer, Brad is his name, he was awesome, and I was surprised that he said he wasn't even that cold, and remember he took off his jacket at one point, and we were like, oh my gosh, we're so cold. And we couldn't feel our toes. It was so funny. But it turned out really good. But another thing that happened that was pretty crazy is at the very end of the video, we were walking through this like wheat field. It was like black mud, but it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was black. And I was walking, I was holding my dress, but I guess there was a little part in the back that I didn't see that was a huge thing of mud. And so when I put my dress down, my entire like bottom of my dress, it was probably like this much of my dress, got into the black mud, and it was literally everywhere. So after the video, Chase had to run because he had a wedding. My mom and some of my sisters were there, and we hurry, and we're close to my grandma's house, so we like ran to my grandma's house and tried to get this mud out as fast as possible because we were scared it was going to stain. A wedding dress is kind of expensive, so we didn't want to ruin that at all. And so what we did is we like threw it on my grandma's kitchen counter, and what we did is we got this like cold water, and we like dipped it in the water, and then we just like lightly dabbed until like most of the mud was gone, and then we had to brush the water like to make it so they didn't have water stains on it. It was crazy. Literally my entire dress was just filled this like huge countertop, but it worked out, and the dress was all clean thanks to my mom and my grandma and my Aunt Nikki. So thank you guys so much for helping that work out. Okay, the next video is the get ready video, and so we will show you guys that video. But for this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the behind the scenes at first, because this video will go into the get ready video and then automatically go into the wedding video. And so make sure you watch this whole video and then stay tuned for after, because after the wedding video, I will talk about how I got a 2nd-degree burn and how we almost lost the rings. So that was crazy. We'll talk more about that later. But for the get ready video, we had a few big things happen where we were really stressed. First was Chase's brother, and you can talk about that.
My mom called me and told me that my little brother was really sick, and he couldn't move, and he was cramping up, and we weren't sure if he was going to go to the wedding, so we weren't sure what was going on. And then this is like 2 days before the wedding. They're still in Texas. They had to fly to Vegas still. And then so my brother went to the hospital, and he had appendicitis, and he needed surgery done. So they went and hurried, and they got surgery done and everything, and I was like, wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it or not.
And meanwhile, Chase is at the airport. What time? Your flight got delayed
My flight got delayed like 10 times. I was there for all day long. And then we got on the airplane finally ready. I had to fly back home first, and then because I was going to drive down with all my friends to the bachelor party. And then we finally got on a plane after waiting all day. They were sitting on the plane, and then they tell us, okay, flight's canceled, everyone get off. So I had to get off the plane, rebooked another flight that's like super late. I had a friend named Ryan Moore, a really good friend. He came and picked me up from the airport at 2:30 in the morning.
Ryan was so helpful. I'm just going to say he got all the groomsmen to get the pants on, and he got, or not the pants on, to get the pants, the groomsmen pants, and get the ties. That man, I think he did yard work for us.
He anchored the canoe down.
He anchored the canoe. Yeah, you'll see the canoes later. But he did a lot of awesome things. But meanwhile, that whole thing, he's worrying about his family.
Yeah, my little brother Trevor, he just took a lot of drugs, and he just toughed it out, got on the plane, came over, and he was hobbling a little, but he made it. He was fine, so we were really blessed that he was able to be a part of it.
Well, we were so grateful for that. And another thing that happened was, so we got married on Friday, but the ring ceremony and the reception were on Saturday. And so Saturday morning, we had to take a COVID test so we can go on our honeymoon. So it was at 10 o'clock, but we forgot about the time change. And so we were supposed to be at my house, which is 2 hours away, literally like right then during our COVID test. And so we took our COVID test, and it took a lot longer than we thought. And so we were super late to get ready for our video. So we came like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours right before the wedding. And so that was really stressful, but luckily our bridesmaid, groomsmen, my entire family, Chase's family, and our wedding planner and all of her helpers were so kind and made all the wedding possible, and we weren't even there, and I felt so bad, but it all worked out. So now we're going to show you guys these 2 next videos, and then afterwards we're going to talk again about what happened.
right here on this ground where we are standing, holding dreams with open hands against the sky. So clear, it's better than we planned it. This rising sun was meant for you and I. We see it now, the story comes together. Beauty lives in every chapter. We feel it now, nothing could be better. You and me, chasing down forever after. This truth, these words that we have spoken, giving purpose to the hope that we have found. There's proof in the days that lay before us, finding meaning in these moments playing out. We see it now, the story comes together. Beauty lives in every chapter. We feel it now, nothing could be better. You and me, chasing down forever after. It's true, these words that we have spoken, giving purpose to the hope that we have found. There's proof in the days that lay before us, finding meaning in these moments playing out. We see it now, the story comes together. Beauty lives in every chapter. We feel it now, nothing could be better. You and me, chasing down forever after. The story comes together. Beauty lives in every chapter. We feel it now, and nothing could be better. You and me, chasing down forever after. Forever after.
That was my first time seeing the video. The video was great, honestly.
I think it's so cute.
And so another thing that happened that doesn't show in the video is that when KennaDee's dad was up there, Benji, so he had the rings in his hands, and he drops my ring in.
And my ring.
And your ring. Oh, he dropped both rings, yeah. And all these little rocks. So we found yours pretty easily. And mine fell between the cracks.
Yeah, and it's like in this rock waterfall. So like there were certain rocks that were covering the pump of the waterfall. So if it fell down, those rings would have been gone.
Yeah, and then we just fell, and then Benji just looked down and was like, oh no, everyone's whole ring ceremony, everyone's just watching us, looking at us. And then I got down and started looking to pick up some rocks, and eventually I found the ring, got it back up. It was a little dirty, but just put it back on and kept going.
We were so lucky because it was so sweet because my dad was talking and he started crying, and he was talking about like just the ceremony that we had gone through the day before of getting married, because we got married in the temple, and we talked about being married for eternity because that's what we believe in. And he was like crying and he was talking about it and saying how grateful he was, and he had the pillow of the rings and he like put it towards his chest, and when he's talking, and then afterwards he let it go, but the rings had like gotten stuck on his shirt, and so both of them fell. And luckily, so Chase's was hidden under rocks, mine was like perfectly on one rock. And I was like, oh, I'm so grateful. And then
that's the more expensive one.
Yeah. We're grateful that neither of them fell, and it was just kind of funny in the end. I'm so glad nothing was lost, but it was like a funny story in the end, and everyone was like, first everyone was like, oh, and then we found him, and it was like it was so calm.
3 days later, my ring ended up breaking because it slipped off my finger in the shower and hit the ground and broke. It's
so funny. I have it saved, we'll keep it forever, but
I'm getting a smaller ring size now, so it doesn't slide off as easily.
Yes, that was funny. And then, as you can see too, the wedding was so much fun. We had the ring ceremony in the backyard, and then in the front yard we had this big tent with all these pretty cute decorations. We had this cute sign that said the Haddocks on it. We had a bounce house for all the little kids so that they wouldn't jump everywhere or they wouldn't be ruining other things, so they were able to like get their energy out in the bounce house, and I loved it. I wanted to jump on it so bad, but I was scared I was ruining my dress. That was super fun. And then we did our dances, and what else did we do? We like said hello to everyone. We got to eat some food, but I wasn't super hungry. I don't know why. And then at the end, as you can tell in the video, we like ran down this like sprinkler and had like confetti everywhere, and that was super fun and super cute. If you guys know, I'm sure you guys do, the Haunted Adventure, they're really good family friends of ours, and they let us borrow Jace's car. And so we like, at first, this is actually a funny story too. Jace was like, I totally forgot, but like, can Chase drive stick? Because we were just gonna drive away in it and then get my car and go back to Vegas.
I cannot drive
But
stick.
Chase cannot drive stick. And so we were like, crap, like how are we gonna do this? So we pretended that Chase was gonna drive it, but he ended up not. And another funny part is, and this is how I got my burn, is we didn't know, but they're, what are they called, mufflers?
The exhaust pipes.
The exhaust pipes are right on the side by the door because it looks really cool. But I didn't know that they could burn you. And so we like ran over to like, he like helped me to get in, and I like put my leg up against the exhaust pipe and it burned my skin. It like hurt really bad, but I think there was so much adrenaline that I like really didn't notice. And so I was still like smiling and happy. And then we drove off later, and Jace like drove us off, and I like sat on Chase's lap. Afterwards I felt so bad because Jace was like, I hope like Chase almost burned his leg. You have to be really careful, so like make sure you get it when you get out, like you are careful of like the exhaust pipe. And so
snake bite.
Yeah, he was like talking to us, he's like, it's a snake bite if you like touch it. And literally in my head I was like, I already did that. But I didn't want to make Jace feel bad because he was so nice for letting us borrow his car. And so I didn't want him to know. And so we like got out and we said thanks to Jace, and Jace drove away, and we were like getting in our car, and I told Chase, because I hadn't told him yet, I was like, I think I got a snake bite. And he's like, what? And I was like, I burnt my leg, and we didn't realize how bad it was. And
yeah, so we called my dad, who's a physician. He came running around
because it started like hurting really bad. I felt like the adrenaline kind of stopped.
He came and then like looked at it. It was a 2nd-degree burn. So then he helped cover it. And he told us all this stuff. We were leaving our honeymoon that night, or the next day. Next day. So we were figuring out like all the medication, whatever stuff we had to get to like kind of help get her burn down, make sure she doesn't have a big, huge scar on the side of her leg.
And I'll show you guys like the pictures of like how it was at first, and like when the blister popped, and there were so many other things. There was a point where my blister got these like white blood cells on it, and I had to like scrape it off, and it hurt so bad. It's doing good. You can kind of see right here. Oh, my skin's kind of dry. I'll show you more pictures later. I'll have them pop up on here, but
yeah, because
It hurt pretty bad. But in the end, it was fine. Like, I wouldn't have changed anything for our wedding.
Yeah, because all the byproduct of the white blood cells, we had this huge white layer that we had to scrape off, and it was hurting KennaDee so bad, so we had to get this like numbing spray, and then we were slowly just getting like sandpaper to get it all off, otherwise it get infected.
Yeah, we had gauze and we were rubbing it.
Oh, that was fun.
It was a great time. I think it's a funny like story, and like I said, I wouldn't have changed anything, even the burn. Like it was so funny. Like I had to be like super careful in the honeymoon. Like sometimes it would hurt, and Chase would like I'd be walking and all of a sudden it would hurt, and Chase would be like, oh, and you just like make sure that I was like, okay, it's good now. It's all healed up. Well, it's not healed up yet, but it's getting there, slowly but surely. It's looking better. Hopefully I don't have a scar. We'll see. But if it is, it'll just remind me of the wedding day. So that's pretty much all of our stories and our cute little love story so far. Right now we're getting our house together. As you can kind of see, this is a little blip of our part of our house. This is where we're going to do a lot of videos, and yeah, we're really excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe down below,
hit that notification bell,
and follow us on Instagram, and I'll have them right there, and also TikTok. Bye guys.